Good morning. It's Monday the 26th of November and it's around about 8:30 a.m. I've just driven up from Elsevier with a camper van and parked it up immediately outside the bus stop, ready for when I return here later in the afternoon. And the temperature at the moment must be not far above freezing. When I say not far, maybe 1 degree at the most. It's absolutely clear sky again. Last night the temperature dropped pretty low during the night. There's not a breath of wind, and I'm feeling great this morning for several reasons. The first one is I was in bed by about 7:30 last night. I was pretty tired after a bit of a grueling day yesterday. It was quite a walk from Zeno all the way through past the lighthouse here at Pendeen, down the coast, having turned the corner, so I was like heading direct sort of south and up towards the museum before I took a shortcut actually into Pendeen village. And I was in a local shop buying one or two bits and pieces that I needed for last night, some food and some beer. And I was asking in the shop the lady about where I could get a taxi, and the lady stood behind me called Anne-Marie, said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Elsevier." She says, "Oh," she says, "Come on, I'll give you a lift," which was very nice of her. Well, it's near enough 10 o'clock now and I've been walking for 2 hours. It's been another challenging first mile or so. I don't think I've covered much distance at all, really. Whereas yesterday I was fighting with boulders in the pathway and skipping and jumping. A little bit different. Today these are huge rocks and it's more like a bouldering exercise or rock climbing. Some of these climbs are quite tricky, and I would imagine, and I don't say this with any disrespect, but a less experienced climber could have quite difficulty negotiating some of these, getting over some of these rocks and boulders, and there's some very steep drops as well, and it's a bit unnerving at times. I mean, I've got to admit, I'm not the most strongest sort of will when it comes to heights, but you know, you are teetering above a sheer drop a lot of the time and climbing as well, and I'm very, very pleased that I put my trainers on again today and not my boots, because I'm a lot more nimble and agile with my trainers on, and you really need to be on this kind of walk. It's taken me by surprise. I thought that yesterday would be the end of this kind of business, but looking ahead of me, I can see that there's a kind of an arm sticking out and it all looks pretty flat from here, and I don't see much of this kind of terrain in front of me. And I've just checked up and I'm only 11 kilometres now from Land's End, but that means nothing. I mean, it's only 10 o'clock now. It says my OS route planner tells me it's going to take 3 hours to reach it, so that gives me a warning that I've got 1 or 2 climbs ahead, and it also says that I'm going to be climbing 584 metres, which suggests that there's still an awful lot of ups and downs to negotiate. The reason that I keep coming on every 2 hours and everything is it's probably like yesterday's walk, where I just had to kind of fill in because there was nobody to talk to, and so I'm trying to entertain you and keep you informed rather than just listening to the music and just looking at the scenes and things like that. So I hope you're happy with that. But we do know that at the end of this I'll be arriving at Land's End, and that will be quite special, certainly for me, and after all the encouragement that you people have given me over the last sort of 7 months, I'm quite sure you'll be pleased to see me reach that landmark as well. So I'll carry on. Well, here I am at, where did you say I am again, please?
Kinnichuk Valley, Cape Cornwall.
Right, okay, and it's just after 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I bumped into these lovely ladies who are just out for a walk, I assume, and I assume you're all local ladies.
Yes.
Your name is?
Kate.
Kate.
Valerie.
Valerie.
Sheila.
Yes. And is this a regular kind of walk, the three of you going out for a stroll?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you know, or are you regulars on the coastal path doing a little
Yep.
more long distance kind of stuff or anything like
I
that?
have in the past.
But it's a bit of a tough walk, isn't it? I've walked down from St Ives and then down to Zena. That was tough, but Zena yesterday to Pendeen, that was really tough. And you keep seeing this signpost saying 7 miles kind of thing, but it was actually 13 because I walked up past the lighthouse down to the tin works and back in.
Yeah.
And I was absolutely shattered by the end of it. I was in bed by 7:30 last night. I was really tired, and it's not like me, but it was a really tough walk, especially from after the day before.
I did walk from Land's End to Chester.
To Chester, wow.
Many years ago.
Really? Well, that's
all along the coast path and up Offers Dyke.
So how far would that have been then?
About 500.
Yes, I was going to say.
But I was very young.
Offers Dyke is Chepstow to Prestatyn, isn't it?
Yeah,
but
that's right.
that's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to do that one day because I did the coastal path of Wales, and that's 870 miles. And I've got to be honest with you, when I was crossing the Severn Bridge walking away, I was in tears. The people are so fantastic, and I had such a lovely time and met so many people on the Pembrokeshire coastal path.
Right.
And I really think that this North Cornwall southwest coastal path is much tougher than Pembrokeshire one.
When I did it, there was no path actually in places.
Really?
It was before they'd actually done it.
Really?
So it was quite difficult in places.
Right. So have you walked from here to Land's End as a day walk then? Have you been that far?
Oh yes, I think we've done most of the path around.
Yeah.
But every Monday morning we get together and
just go out for a
have a
stroll.
walk. Yeah.
Catch up with each other.
Yeah.
And you've all been friends for years.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah.
Well, that's really nice, isn't it? It's right what we were saying about that view behind.
Yeah.
That is really idyllic, isn't it? I'm going to have to get a special one of that.
It's the donkey meadows, and in spring it's full of daffodils.
Really?
It's beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet that's wonderful.
Really lovely.
Well, it's
And
been
have
a
you
real.
seen the
Sorry.
choughs? Have you seen the choughs?
The
We've got
chuffs.
choughs.
Oh, I
Chuffs,
yeah,
lad.
the chuffs. Yeah, well, I'm a Yorkshire lad, you
I'm
know.
Lancashire.
Well.
The blackbirds with
Yes.
the red beaks and the
Yes,
red legs.
yes.
They're around, and you'll hear them first,
Oh,
and then
wow.
you'll see them, and they're gaining in numbers.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
it's really good, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So anyway, thanks for stopping and chatting with me, and you can get on with your walk now.
And you enjoy the rest
it
of
wasn't
your
that
day.
bad. Well, it's not like going to the dentist, was it?
It's close.
Very close. Very close.
Thank you very much.
We're on the right way.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
enjoy
Okay,
your walk.
thank you very much indeed. Okay, bye-bye, ladies. Thank you. So here I am at Cape Cornwall, and I've met these wonderful ladies. And your name is
My name is Jane.
Jane,
Susie.
Susie,
Sheila.
and Sheila. And you all look as if you've known each other for a long time. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean you've been good friends for a long
Been
time.
good friends for a long
Yes.
time.
Well, some of us longer than others, but yeah, we're good friends now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is the most idyllic setting, isn't it? This is
Isn't it
fabulous.
incredible?
Yeah.
Really beautiful.
Yeah. So are you all from this area, or are you on a holiday or something?
We're on holiday. We all live in Frome in Somerset,
Oh right.
and we had a need to come to Cornwall.
Yes.
And winter is a good time to come.
Yes.
There aren't many people here.
But you wouldn't think it was winter, would you? I mean,
No.
just you'd think it was April or May, wouldn't
I
you?
know,
It's
it's
absolutely
stunning.
amazing. There's not a
Yeah.
breath of wind today, which is
No.
most unusual.
I know.
But so you know, obviously, do you do any walking, or you must do some walking to actually get to these places? Are you?
Not quite as much as you.
Well, no. Well, no, that's fair enough. I mean,
We've all got legs. We've all got
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah, no, we all like walking.
you're all fit and
Yeah, we
active,
love
so you
walking.
can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're a fine example of the elderly ladies, we say.
Don't bring yourself down. But it's been a pleasure meeting you, and it was just a quick hello, and thank you very much.
Yeah,
and,
good luck with your walking.
Good luck with
Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
follow
you.
you.
Okay. So I'm not that far off. I keep telling myself this, even though it seems to sometimes get further away. But I'm not that far off Land's End now. And I bumped into Dawn, who was walking along the coastal path. And so, where are you off to today, Dawn?
Well, the plan was to have lunch at Sennan Cove, but after a leisurely late breakfast, we kind of blew it.
Yes.
And we parked at Cape Cornwall, and we've done this beautiful walk in the beautiful sunshine and no wind. But
Yes.
we realised quite quickly we were not going to make lunch for Sennan Cove
No.
and be able to get back in the light. So we've turned back,
Yes.
and we've got cakes, so we're okay.
Oh, well, that's all right.
But beautiful day for a walk.
It's surprising now, even though, I mean, the weather's been absolutely fantastic. Really, you get to 4 o'clock and you've got to start thinking,
Yes.
you know, I got caught out, well, maybe about 10 days ago, pushing it too hard and walking far too long. And by the time I got back to my camper van, it was nearly too dark to see.
Yeah.
And that was a horrible feeling, you know, if anything was to go wrong, or if you was to fall or anything like that. And
I mean, it's difficult enough on these paths when you can
It
see
is.
where you're going.
It is
You
indeed.
have to concentrate. We talked about that.
Yes.
And if you want to look at the view, you have to stop and look at the view, which is why it takes longer than you think it's going to.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's absolutely right.
Well, I hope you get to Land's End before the dark.
Oh no! Well, I think I'm about an hour and a half away. Being realistic about it, I might maybe 2 hours, but it doesn't really matter. And then all I've got to do is get a bus back to my camper van, and that's easy enough. Or a taxi if I can't be bothered to go all the way into Penzance, in and out. But it's only about 4 or 5 miles into Penzance.
It's about 5 miles, yeah.
Yeah, so it's only going to be like a 10-mile journey. So that's not too bad.
As long as there's a bus.
And I've got my bus pass, so it doesn't cost me anything, you know. Well, thank you very much. It's
You're
been
welcome.
very nice meeting you, and,
Yeah.
and best of luck. Thank
And
you.
best of luck with the rest of your walk.
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Well, I bumped into another seasoned walker, and this is Phil, and he can see Land's End from where if he looks, and it's behind me now, so I'm getting closer. It's been a bit of a long day actually, because I don't know whether you find it from Pennell to what's the name? Begins with a Z.
Zena.
Zena, yes. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. I've got a block about that. that was the toughest section.
That is a difficult stretch.
Really
yes.
difficult section, and as was from St Ives to Zena as well.
Sure.
And that was the day after all that rain, and it was slippery. Have you done both of those sections?
I have done along there before. Yes. I've actually not found anywhere that's harder going than that.
Yes.
Although a little bit further on towards towards Land's End from here,
Yes.
you will see the odd little outcrop that will probably be reminiscent of the
Of that.
Senna area.
Yeah, okay.
But don't worry, it doesn't last for long. You're soon over it. And
Oh, well, that's
it becomes
good news.
easier again.
Oh, that's excellent.
But it's a fantastic, fantastic landscape.
Yes, it is indeed. I mean, people say to me, "Oh, is it like the Pembrokeshire coastal?" This is much tougher and much more rugged.
Sure.
And the Pembrokeshire coastal path has probably more nice big beaches and all that kind of thing. But certainly from a dramatic, it's got probably higher cliffs and all this kind of thing.
Yes,
This really is rugged. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, there are other similarities. We have the Cornish chaff.
Yes.
Again, in the wild.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, it's only a quick hello. Pleased to meet you.
And you.
And thank you very much indeed. And nice to see you.
Pleasure and good luck on the rest of your journey.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I can see, it's teasing me this, I can see Land's End and it doesn't seem to be getting any nearer, but I've bumped into these two lovely people from South Africa.
Hi.
And your name is?
My name's Grace.
Grace.
And this is my son, Robert Adam.
Robin, pleased
Bobby.
to meet you. Yes.
But you know, Jim, I don't know if it's called Land's End. I think they got it wrong.
Why?
It should be Land's Beginning.
Well,
If you're coming from the ocean,
yes.
it's a whole perspective, and I'm just in awe of you walking. It's about, what, 555 miles?
It's, sorry?
How many miles? The whole...
5,000 miles. I'm not even halfway yet. I've done 2,000. So I've still got a long way to go. And I've had a splendid time coming down here. I mean, I've walked all the way from Carlisle, all the way around Wales, Anglesey, and down to here. And I set off in April, so I'm not doing bad for a 70-year-old.
Yeah, doing well.
Yeah.
Wow,
So-
that is, and you know, just amazing Grace to
thank
follow you, and that right knee,
Yeah.
it's sorted.
It's only today that it's giving me pain, but as I say, I've had 2 quite exhausting days, and I slightly twisted it yesterday, and I
Right.
thought I'd get away with it. And I was wearing boots, which I didn't like wearing, and I've got my trainers back on today, which is much better. But this terrain, climbing over rocks
Yeah.
like this, is what does it.
It's
Yeah,
going to get easier,
Yeah.
and there's a little trick around which is a little bit steep, but you'll come to an amazing long flat beach,
Yes.
and you know
This beach, I can't walk along this, can I?
You can walk along the path if
the
you want.
tides just come in, so
Yes.
you can't cross there, but
Yeah.
cross along the top,
Yes.
and then the whole next beach will be open. And as I say, if you want to
I
wait,
don't like beaches particularly. I could walk along the top, couldn't I?
you can walk along the top.
Yeah, I prefer the
whole
top,
top.
especially if the tide's coming and going. I don't like that very much.
And where's your camper van?
It's in Pendeen.
Pendeen.
So how are you going to get back to it?
I don't know yet. There's a bus you can get to Penzance, and then from Penzance to Pendeen. So
Well, you know, if we see you in the car park, it's a Kia,
right,
orange colour, same as the colour of your camera.
yes,
It's the first car in that car park.
right.
If you just wait there, we'll drop you at your camper van.
Well, that's very kind of you. Thank
That's
you very
it.
much
We're
indeed.
actually just angels dropping down for a while.
Well, I'll make my way over there, and I'll see how it goes. Do you have a British telephone number then?
I do.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, Bobby has.
Well, okay. Well, if you'd care to give me a call, oh, you've got
I've got
a
a card
you've
there,
got a
yeah, I'll
card.
give you
You've
a-
got a card, and just give me a call, and by the time I get there, I'll have a decision.
Yeah.
Is that? But that,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
very-
fine.
That's fine.
Thank you very much indeed.
Because we'll be tracking to the car as well.
Okay. Oh, you're on your way that
So
way.
we'll follow you, but a bit slower.
Oh, right. Okay. That's because I'm dying for a cup of tea. I haven't had one since I set off. So okay. Well, I'll get to the car park,
Yeah.
and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
And I'll give you a lift.
fast car
on the
And
road.
we promise not to fly. We've got our wings tucked into our jacket.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Lovely people.
All the best, and we'll see you a bit later.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
All